Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. My name's Naomi in Seattle, and here we are at the end of the month, or actually the beginning of February, but the end of January, where we started this hashtag Mind the Baby and hashtag Mind the Brick challenges. And as you know, we did this last year along with my guest, and super excited to be a part of this again. And we have some amazing builds, and this year we decided to use a baby minifigure as the central focus point for some of these builds. And I tell you, everybody just knocked it out of the park. It's been so much fun. And I was invited to do this again this year. And please help me welcome my guest, Nick Bright, also known as Brighton Bricks. And
Hello,
hello, Spot the Magic Ninja. How's it going? Good to see you. So,
hello
yeah.
everyone.
Hello, and it's also, I should mention that we went for a later time today, so I know this isn't our usual streaming time. And I really appreciate, Nick, that you've been so kind with your time as well, because
Uh,
we did a kickoff and we're now doing the review. And I have to say, this whole idea of raising awareness of mental health, especially in the winter time for North America, that a lot of people, or I should say the Northern Hemisphere, is that a lot of people feel a lot of stress with the holidays and with the winter months that are here. And there's also stress as well in the Southern Hemisphere. I don't want people to think that you don't have stress too. But at least in Seattle, the seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is very real because of the cloudy weather here. So when you mentioned you wanted to do this again in January for Mind the Brick and you invited me to participate, I just really, really wanted to thank you for that, because I think it really is important for us to not only share our love for the brick, but also share our awareness of some of these other social issues. And looks like Brickster Dam is in the house. Hello, Patrick. Good to see
hello,
you. Good evening, all. And or whatever time it is where you are. Yeah. For me, it's afternoon
it's
and very
10
late
o'clock
in
at
the
night here.
evening for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I wanted to mention that I know that Nick has an early morning engagement tomorrow. So we're going to go pretty much straight into the builds, unless did you have any announcements before we start doing the builds, or?
No, no, we could just go straight into it, I think.
Okay, yeah, I want to make sure we're mindful of your time. So, all right. So this is our announcement for those of you who are watching and maybe we're not familiar with what we were doing, is that I said, you know what, it's the first of the year, and they always talk about time, that you have the baby starting the first of the year, and then you have father time, quote unquote, going, leaving the year at the end of December. So I said, let's do a Mind the Baby challenge. And I'm known for baby builds too, especially with Super Sewer Baby. So it just made a lot of sense. And so this was our announcement, and you essentially just had to make a build, any build, and put a baby minifigure in it, whether it's a human or another type of baby that's a Lego part, and that's what we did. So this is our first one, which really made me smile when I saw this. And Spot is on the call right now, which is great. So this is from Spot the Magic Ninja, the baby buggy blasters. And I don't know about you, Nick, but I love alliteration. So
Oh,
it's
yes.
always fun to see that. And actually, let me rearrange this, because when I put up the comments, it will cover our faces otherwise. Looks like a job for Super Sewer Baby. Yes,
I mean,
it could be a job for Super Sewer Baby.
I just love this one. To me, this kind of was the perfect kind of start to the whole kind of challenge, really, because
Right.
it is. I mean, it's just the colours, it's just the size, it just again, also
Yes.
the surrealness of it. And it's like, but it's just so. It
Mm-hmm.
to me reminded me of what it could have been a set from the Lego Movie. That's what to me it really
No, oh,
looks like.
absolutely. It would have been
I don't,
great to see these. And I also like how he took the backdrop and matched it with the color of the other teal or azure baby on the right. So that was a lot of fun. And Spot, he even put this little keyboard on the right to kind of, because it evokes also with the star on the face print, that it kind of evokes the David Bowie
Yes.
reference. Yeah. And here's some other views of that. There's that keytar, I guess is what you call it.
Yes.
The keytar and the guitar. And I just love these the close up look of the baby. It looks so determined. Here's another shot. And look at those tires too. The tires on those are just hilarious and very functional. It kind of looks like a baby Segway in a way.
Yeah.
The
That's
way the
yeah.
big tires are, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just check the chat to see about if Spot has. Oh, Hooded One's here. Hey, Hooded One. Oh, hoy hoy, everyone. Good to see you. And I thought the first was a deadline. That's right. That was hilarious. Is that he was first and he got it in on the first. So yeah, really cool builds. I agree. Definitely, Bricksterdam. And you're all too kind. Well, I mean, you put a lot of time into these buggy builds, and I think it shows. They are weighted on the bottom to stay upright. Oh, I was just going to ask you that because
Oh
usually when you
yeah.
see something like this, it has either three wheels or four wheels. So for
Yeah.
you to have two wheels and for it to balance, and that's why I thought about the segways because you see a lot of the segways have the big wheels in the front and they have that small wheel in the back. So PT McEwen's here. Hey PT, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, no matter where you are. Great buggy builds. Yes, definitely. Yeah, so that was a great way to kick it off. And thank you, Spot. You put a lot of really great detail in here. Even like this diagonal view of these stars. I mean,
Yeah.
just that kind of attention to detail is really special. So thank you for contributing and this whole idea of raising awareness. And I think in this particular case, it's also how music can be very therapeutic
Yes.
for us when it comes to our mental health. Okay, so this one is from you,
That's
Nick.
my one. Yeah. It was a simple episode of yeah.
Baby Yoda going into space mosaic. What will you build? And I love all of these macaroni tile pieces that you put in there. And you said it's a simple build, but you did have the time to put into also just putting over that 2x4 tile, having to space it so then that way you could put that macaroni piece on top. So you do have some layering in there that you did too,
Yeah.
which
It's
was
just
fun.
I mean I have to admit, I'm a massive fan of the whole Lego mistakes. I say I do lots of workshops with it and
Hmm.
all those pieces are just sort of,
Right.
sometimes it's and I was like one day just going, I like sometimes doing a bit random. It's like that's why I kind of thinking, do I have it all the same color? Do I try and do a pattern? I just went, no, let's just have a kind of I like sometimes that
Right.
randomness, color and
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical. It
no,
doesn't have to be a specific pattern. And sometimes this is what your brain is telling you is that
yeah,
this is what you're feeling right now. So that was nice to see. Okay, so this one is from Geekus with a Camera. Some of you may know that she was formerly known as Space Geekus. And this one says part two. So I'm trying to see where part one is. Let me see if I can get out of here and see if we can find part one. This I think is part one. Nope, wrong one. There's a lot of space baby builds.
might be the ones at the top. It might
This one,
be
maybe this one, because this
yeah, I
says
think it might be
Geekus right
that one.
there.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
This one's
I
part
know
three.
I should know it
Okay,
because I
well let's see. Maybe it's
oh
this
it's
one.
that one. Yes, that one.
Okay, part one. Here we go. And it's part one, Space Baby. The Space Baby Research Station. Just a quick build for the fun of it. Check out Mind the Baby, Mind the Brick by Brighton Bricks and Brickanista. And January is Mental Health Awareness Month. And She's been very open about the physical and mental impact of long COVID because she had long COVID and it's been almost a year. And thanks to our healthcare system, I've been and still am following intense therapy. So yes, Mind the Brick is very close to home. Geek us with a camera. So yeah, and we really appreciate you sharing that personal side of the story as well, because that's another thing that we found with this challenge is that people were very open, putting out their story about how mental health is a very important issue and how it specifically resonated with them too. And let me just double check here. Did somebody say mosaic? That was for yours, the
That's
previous one. Yeah,
yeah.
Hooded One loves to do mosaic, so he was very happy to see that. Yeah, she did a few spaceman posts, only one for Mind the Baby. Actually, she has a part three, so she's got three in here. So we'll go through all three, and you can tell Space Baby just came out. Yeah, Space Baby is everywhere except both Nick and I have not been able to get a
No,
Space Baby, so
I-
so we're living vicariously through you.
this is why
Yeah.
I thought I would do more builds for this because literally we here in Brighton we have not had a space baby since 1st of January.
Wow.
It all sold out on 1st of January. I went into Lego Shop on the 2nd of January to get some of the minifigures and some of
Yep.
the other new sets. All
I think you
completely
have
sold
to
out.
buy a box and split it with your friends.
That's why I'm now
Yeah,
considering the next
I
time.
think I
Right.
think that's what it's going to come down to. And I do agree with you, Spot, that Geekus with the camera does take amazing pictures with amazing lighting. Very, very true. And never mind previous comment. I see she changed the tags.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. And like I said, what I'll do is let me pull up those in order. So that was number one. That's oops.
Three.
Uh-oh. That's number three. And then the one that I was on, this one's number two.
Yeah.
So for number two, Benny is doing a test spin in a tiny spaceship for space, baby. So you can tell that the minifigure 24 came with the brown space
Hmm.
suit character and the blue baby. But everybody is like pairing Benny, of course, with the space baby, which is just adorable. And I love how she used that tube over here in both of these. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this tube, I think this kind of ties it in with the original
Yeah.
build that she had. So that is a really beautiful way that she did that. And of course, the colors, the lighting, really, really well done. And I like how this one has a camera and I guess like a walkie talkie or cell phone.
Or it could be a baby monitor.
Oh, it's a baby monitor.
I was wondering,
Okay.
maybe that's what maybe it could be. I don't know. It could be a
Well,
baby.
it could be because it says, the Benny is doing a test spin in a tiny spaceship,
Yeah.
so doesn't want to get too far from the baby.
No,
And I love this. I guess this is like a droid in the back, this little mini droid
it's
helping,
it's the nanny,
possibly.
the
Yeah,
robot nanny.
the robot nanny. Oh, that's what it could be. That is hilarious. So yeah, so Space Geekus did three of these, and let me go ahead and pull up the third one so we get the whole story. And that one is up here. And look at the colors and the lighting she put in
This is what
this.
I love about it. Is just sort of yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So this one I think is a follow up to the test spin. And she says, Benny doing a test spin in the tiny spaceship for space, baby. As per therapist homework, I need to do more Lego and photography therapy. So it's been interesting trying to get back into taking photographs after such a while, playing again with light and scenes, training my brain to focus, adjust settings for effects, and find the inner joy and peace Lego and photography bring me during this time. So I hope you don't mind me sharing Benny one more time. It's like, no, we love, we love all of these builds. And I don't think anybody should have to apologize or feel that they have to apologize for, doing more and explaining more about how this issue affects you. And that was part of the reason why we did the challenge, is to
Yeah,
raise awareness and to also just talk about our respective joy of all of these different
absolutely.
builds.
I just think
Yeah.
that that's part of the reason doing the whole mind and brick is to encourage people more and more to realize
Hmm.
it's okay to say this. It's okay to kind of say, oh,
Devo's here. Space baby
basically
on board. Right.
we
I'm
need
just going
more
to get through
space
the
babies.
comments. Get up and get down. It's Debo Ricks. Yeah. So be prepared for puns. Debo is big on the puns. All right. So let's go back to where we were. Okay. This one was such a
I love
perfect
this one. Yeah,
example of what this challenge is about,
yeah,
because this is where Crystal Whitaker, the baby blues often don't last long if they even show at all. But for other new moms, it's not always easy. And so she built this for our challenge. And the crib was interesting, is that she, I guess, leveraged another builder for the crib. So, or no, actually, I take that back. She has instructions on seeing
yeah,
how to make that crib. And then this, I like how she did, the framing of it, like that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but I think that is not a Lego product, but I think she found some sort of cloth maybe
yeah.
to
It
put
sort of
down
just
there.
fits in so well.
Yeah, it fits perfectly with the colors, and it looks like she used that medium blue for wainscoting going around. And the little baby, I didn't know this came in this color. The bin,
No,
have you seen it in that color? The
no,
ones
I
I've seen
haven't.
have always been brown or like dark bluish gray.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then of course the little rainbow on the wall as well. And it really is fitting for what we're trying to do here with the Mind the Brick challenges. So, yeah, really, really love that. And I'm just going to catch up on the comments here.
it's just
We have Yo Spot. Everybody saying
oh.
hello. Yes. See, this is like a regular crew we have. How is that floor done, I wonder? I believe it's just a cloth.
Well,
They
no, there's another comment later on. We'll just we have
they
yes,
believe it was Lego. Scala Belleville or something. I saw a comment from her. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That makes sense actually. Yeah.
Okay. Did she put that comment into the chat or into her post? Let's see. Ah, I know what I'm building. That wall technique. Everything is so inspiring. Great little scene, good message, and more importantly, semi taboo topic that needs to be shared more openly. Yes, exactly. Postpartum depression can be a real struggle. Exactly. And how did you manage to do the baby blues tiles wall part so well? So maybe this is what they're referring to. So the blue paneling that's connected 2x2 brackets to get the flush finish, and then 2x2 tiles for the top part of the blue panels. So that's nice. But we want to know about the flooring, right? Okay, love the crib. Great scene and message. Brilliant cot. More importantly, though, the midst of all the stuff that comes through bringing a new human home. Exactly. Identifying the baby blues is hard enough, but getting help for it can seem almost impossible. So great work. Yeah, this is exactly why we did this challenge, is to have this kind of conversation. But I didn't see that comment about where that piece came from. Ah, here it is. Where's the rug? What's the rug? Okay, the rug was from a Duplo set,
Oh,
10926, which I bought purely for the two cloth pieces in it. Okay, so now we know. Duplo set 10926. So if you want to get that piece, get that piece. So it is all Duplo. So thank you, Bricksterdam, for bringing that to our attention. Strong Scala feels. See, we missed it. It was all Duplo.
oh.
Time to bring Scala and Belleville back. Galador. Just kidding. Galador plus Scala equals Gala. A folly good comment. Yes, indeed. And Belleville equals Galaville. You can see that the chat has a lot of fun with this. All right, so let's go back to our little slideshow here. Okay, so this one is from little.lego.lives, and it's Lego has become my latest outlet and has helped me keep my handle on my mental health. When my youngest daughter was young, like 18 months old, I struggled with postnatal depression. When we weren't sleeping well, I felt lost, and running and my work were the only places I found relief. And I got better once I allowed myself to see that I was unwell, and I saw my GP and took steps to mend. Now I'm stronger, but always still looking after myself in a variety of ways. Lego helps express all sorts of thoughts, feelings, and moments. And this scene shows how dark, alone, and lost I left living in a fog, or I felt living in a fog, but also holding only love for my darling baby, Mighty Girl. So thank you for the creators of this Lego Baby Challenge for Mind the Brick and Mind the Baby. And once again, this is one of those things that we don't talk about a lot, but this challenge gave people permission to express it in an artistic way and also have a really good conversation about it. And I think the techniques she used in here were awesome too, like just moving the head sideways like that, so she looked faceless, right?
Yeah, that's what I like, the blank.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To me,
yeah,
that sums up a lot of kind of emotions, really. You know,
right, right, exactly. And Galaville, I want to go there. That is sad. I'm glad she's feeling better. Yeah. And I think another thing we don't talk about a lot in the Lego community is that sometimes it's important to think about it's okay to build a sad type of mock, that we think about Lego as, everything is awesome and
yeah.
everything's happy, happy, joy, joy, but that isn't the case for a lot of people. And art is a way of expressing that, and this is just another medium for that.
But
And
then Lego actually addressed that themselves in the second. If you remember the second movie, there is a
mhm,
song, "Everything is not awesome," and and it's okay. And it's sort of
right.
they're going to realize, that there is a thing where it's okay not to be okay.
Hmm. Right. And I think that's why we were giving people permission to talk about these issues. And I think that's why when you see some of these stories, and we really wanted to thank everybody for sharing their personal stories, because that's really makes this not only a sharing of our art, but a sharing and a connection of us as humans, and of people and friends and colleagues and associates, that this is a bigger community than just the love of the brick, right?
Yes, exactly.
And
I just looked up that Duplo set was actually only from about 3 years ago,
oh, really? Oh,
2020. Yeah,
oh, okay. So I
no,
think there's going to be a bunch of us going out and buying either that piece
yeah.
from Bricklink
It has
or
two.
getting that set.
Well, it has two Duplo minifigures and with a
Hmm.
guitar, Duplo guitar, but yeah,
Oh,
it's called the bed. It's called Bedroom,
bedroom.
and it was
Okay.
only $12.99,
Hmm.
$14.99. So it's
Wow. Maybe,
quite,
well, she said she bought it just for the cloth pieces.
yeah,
And yeah, I agree, Spot. I love it. I think a bunch of us are going to start buying that.
yeah.
So this next one is about Three Kings Day. So I think, and we'll have to look closely at these minifigures, but it's kind of a reference to the three kings of
Yes,
the baby Jesus. And
I think so. Yeah,
but I think in this case, I mean, if you look at this, first of all, I don't know if everybody knows this torso is from a sleeping baby boy. So I'm trying to remember because he usually comes with this teddy bear. So they changed out the legs because they're usually pajama bottoms that go with this.
Yeah.
So it's like he's running away. It's like, what did I do? I'm so young. And I'm not sure, like, one of them looks like Indiana Jones. Another one looks like the Ninjago Wu character. And I'm not sure which character is this. It's almost like Mr. Rogers, right?
Yeah, reminds me of a school teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
And
scaffold, I
I
don't know.
don't think there's an explanation of that in the description. Let's take a look. Joseph
Oh,
seems quite distraught by the sudden turn of events in his life.
uh,
That's one of the comments. The
uh,
Lego lady didn't put any description.
well, Three
She just put
Kings.
Three Kings Day.
It is a thing. It is celebrated at the end of the 12 days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday celebrated as the day the three wise men first saw baby Jesus
Right.
and brought him gifts.
Well,
On this day in
let's
Spain, yeah,
let's just say this is Indiana Jones,
yeah,
right? Because that almost looks like a crystal skull.
yeah.
This might be Wu. Who would be the third king? The wise, the wise man. Like I said, I'm going to say it's Mister Rogers, the wise, the wise
Yeah.
man who appears at the birth, or not the birth, at the 12 days of Christmas.
Well,
Which,
Mr. Rogers was played by Tom Hanks, so it could be Tom Hanks. Could be.
okay. Well, I'm glad you brought up the 12 days of Christmas because I'm just say this is one of my pet peeves, is that in the month of December, you see a lot of challenges of the 12 days of Christmas. But the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas Day and goes until January 6th, which is Epiphany,
Mm,
right?
mm.
But you never see anybody running a 12 days of Christmas challenge when the actual 12 days of Christmas takes place.
No, we're too
So,
busy. Are we?
well, it's almost as if once Christmas hits, then everybody's in New Year's mode,
Yeah.
right? And you see all the New Year's challenges go out, and people are talking about what are we going to do for the new year? It's like technically we're still in the 12 days of Christmas, So let's see, what is this? I like that the last gift is a frog. Good point. Here, let's take a look at that. Yeah. All right. So let's say Indiana Jones is giving him Crystal Skull. This might be what is there any reference in Ninjago about this kind of
No.
but oh, it's an apple. It's actually not a frog, it's an apple.
Yeah. I think it's an
It's a
apple.
green apple. But it would have been hilarious if it was a frog.
Yeah. It could be what's the red thing? I don't know.
Yes, it is called Epiphany. You're right, hooded one. Which is why, like I said, it always kind of drives me crazy when there's all these 12 days of Christmas challenges in December when technically it's true, it should be in December, but it should start on Christmas Day.
Okay, next year I'll make sure I do one. Just like,
Oh, are you going to do one?
I
You're going
don't
to say
know. I don't
the
know.
real 12 days of
Yeah, I
Christmas?
could call it the real 12 days of Christmas. Yeah.
Maybe it is an apple. Yeah, I think it is an apple. Though a frog would have been hilarious. That would have been funny. So I like what they did with these large, like sunflower types of trees, I think. And I also like the attention to the star on top of the manger. Really, I really like this. Nicely done. Okay, so here's your Brighton bricks again. And this one running all month. It's about creating mock or mod on the theme of mental health. The main thing is you have to use a Lego baby minifigure. Could be human or animal.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows up to the challenge, and this must have come from the advent calendar. Is
Yeah,
that right?
it's the only one I could actually find. I'm fairly certain I have some other baby minifigures somewhere, but the
Oh,
only one I could find this year was the
baby Grogu.
baby. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
which is quite perfect for that time of year anyway. So
Hmm.
like, he's
12 days is 11 too many. Who needs that much Christmas? I prefer the abridged version. Well, Brighton Bricks is going to be running a 12
we could
days of
do
real
that. Yeah,
Christmas. It's frankincense and mine, if I spell those correctly. Oh, myrrh, sorry. Only familiar with the Dutch terms. Yes.
Probably that's, but I don't know the spelling myself. So yeah, that probably is correct.
I think it's I think there's a Y in there somewhere and an H.
Mm,
Anyway, somebody can look that up.
yeah.
But yeah, the 12 Days of Christmas is, like I said, that's one of my pet peeves because it's almost like people have forgotten what it's all about. you know? Anyway, okay, so this is great because this is a showcase of all the different challenges, and you had the Mind the Baby challenge right
Yes.
here and Spot. Just so you know, you were on display in it was, is it Brighton you
Yeah,
had
in
this?
Brighton. So
Yes.
the part of Mind the Bricks is I do a lot of these challenges here, which are all
Mm-hmm.
online. But I also kind of think that it's important about having real world things.
Yes.
And so what I've done, we have our big library. I hired
Mm-hmm.
the foyer of our library. I'm basically going to use it as an exhibition space for basically people's, and then obviously, put up the details of the challenges again and trying to encourage other people to
Right.
take part. But what was great, and then several days during that week, I was there. I was doing mosaics as well, and it was just chatting to people there. And what was so great telling people was how these were from all over the world. I mean,
Yes.
we've had people from,
Yeah.
we've got people
Buffalo
from,
is where Spot is from, Buffalo, New York,
yeah, we were
and
having, we
then
also
Amsterdam, I think, is where
Amsterdam. We've got, I think we had some people from
face to
Australia. We've
face.
got, say,
Mhm.
America. We got, UK, and it's that's what's so nice is how just having these little plastic bricks has brought people
Yep.
from the globe really.
So
And
Spot, you can say that your mock was on display as a photo at the Brighton Library in the
it's
UK.
international, yeah.
Yes.
And again, I'm hoping. I mean, we now we're going to be. I normally hire this space twice a year.
Mhm.
Last year was more just when I did it in the summer was just kind of more a whole week long of mosaic building. I didn't have much on the wall, but doing this actually has really inspired me. So what I'm going to be looking to do again when I hire it in the summer is
Mhm.
do something similar again. So I
So
will.
get your builds in fast if you
So
want
I will
them
be.
in the
Yeah, I mean, I
summer.
will be letting people know. Again, it might just be more of a general mind the brick thing, and it might even be
Yeah.
what people have done in the past. But I will then, and it was so nice to also see something in just physical, um, basically kind of actually kind of again, rather than looking at these pictures on a screen, it was just
Right.
nice actually looking at them.
It's a gallery.
Yeah,
Think of it as a gallery showing. And so
yeah.
Spot, you were in your first gallery showing in Brighton Library as part of this hashtag Mind the Baby Challenge and Mind the Brick. And Ivan Arroyo, welcome. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And Spot is known across the pond. Yes, he is. Yeah, and Space Geekus earlier, there was a comment that Space Geekus or Geekus with a camera was so excited that her pictures were up there as well.
That's
So, I mean, that's another impact of these challenges is that it's not just we're doing this to raise awareness for and to encourage people to build, but look at the impact you're making to other people who may have gone to this exhibit as well.
and that's again, this is the purpose of we all of us here, on this watching this channel now, we are all Lego fans because that's why
Yeah,
hence we're here. But
right.
what we want to is, I want to get these messages across to people who may, particularly to families, to children, to other adults,
Hmm.
and say, look, this can apply to anyone. So that's why a few of the ones there actually had written text on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit, like the one with that we
yeah,
were just looking at with
yeah,
the postpartum
yeah.
depression and the baby. That one,
And I
I'm
kind of
sure, hit
I
home
very
with
much kind
several
of cared. I
people.
don't want to make it too personal. I included people's Instagram accounts, so again,
Hmm.
it's in public.
Right,
But I was very bit careful of not talking too much about personal details, but enough
right.
to suggest. Um, but it was importantly just again just show. Also, I think we're going to see a lot more of the pictures builds as well.
Hmm.
It's a variety of builds we've had. I mean, having
Right.
almost the three we've gone through so far already. Having
Mm-hmm.
that baby,
As the
baby
center
crew
focus, right?
is really different from, basically the racing cars, which is very different from the space baby. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what's so great is seeing that go, oh, it's not all pictures of the same thing. It's not all
Right.
everyone holding a baby.
Different perceptions of the challenge,
Mm,
different challenges that you are running all at the same time,
mm,
and different perspectives from around the world. So
mm,
I think it's you've just created a global phenomenon, right?
mm.
And Ivan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. But yeah, I was really, really tickled to see this because it was kind of going back to, we have worked together on a couple different things, and this was something that was very important to me. And this is my build. So for those of you who know, Super Sewer Baby is something I'm known for. And when you first look at this, you think, oh, is he looking at like some big cakes, right? That might be like a birthday celebration or something. And this, I do want to read this because this is very important. And so this is a simple mock. And Super Sewer Baby wants everyone to remember that if you are feeling down and have thoughts of self harm in the US, call 988. And if you're in another country, look for services that can help, because the second photo, and this is the top down view, and you can see the top down view is a view of a semicolon. And this is in honor of a project called Project Semicolon that was founded by Amy Bluell. And she founded Project Semicolon, a nonprofit organization whose goal is to restore hope and confidence in people who are troubled by addiction, depression, self harm, and suicide. And the message of the semicolon is to pause and to remember that life continues. And this third photo has this little red 2x6 because the 2x6 is to kind of reflect on somebody's pain, that even though they may seem fine on the outside, that they may have some pain going on in their life. And we won't see that. We won't know that. And so, you might have a variety of sadness and happiness going on in your day. And just remember, if you're feeling any thoughts like that, to just pause. And I did get a couple comments from that about how people have this tattooed on them, this semicolon, all because of this project. And that, it goes back to people, realize that things can be tough, but
Mm.
don't ever feel that you have to take your life in order to make things better. That there's always a chance that tomorrow will be a better day, and to pause and to think. And I'm glad that people have sent me notices about that, about how they've appreciated that too.
I think
Yes.
that's so important that to raise awareness of organizations like this, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know when whoever's reading this there, someone might
Yeah.
need that at any time. And it's, we need to reduce the stigma in suicide. We need to.
Exactly.
That's why,
Exactly.
unfortunately, a lot of people will carry on with suicide. It's because of part of it is because of the stigma, and people can't talk about it or can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's there are myths that talking about it will make people want to commit suicide. No, it's not. You know, more and more
Right.
talking about
It,
making
it
it more.
talking about it actually often helps people.
Yeah.
And I was just reading about, famous people like Robin Williams and Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, all of them who on the outside appeared very successful, very happy, had loving families, and in some cases a very successful career. But yet each one of those individuals felt that they had to take that final act. And her project talks about, a lot of these people have this tattooed onto their wrist, and that when they look at their wrist, and it reminds them, no, I can still push through today, and I can get through to tomorrow. And I think that was just a very important message to relay through Super Sewer Baby. So delivered to you by Super Sewer Baby, the superhero we didn't know we
And
needed.
that's
And
also the best way to do messages like that is through humor. It is through fun. Having something like that, which is quite amusing and quite fun,
right,
makes you kind of more open to Yeah, and that's a part of doing Mind the Brick, is to making mental health issues more open and
more
more
open
accessible.
and something we can talk about as
Yeah.
well. So here's one from Amaka Day. Definitely the weirdest thing I've ever built. And this is a snapshot of the inside of my head for Mind the Brick with all manner of things going on, including some dream imagery. If this makes no sense to anyone else, that's okay. I might add some more to this build over the rest of January, but for now I'm posting it and embracing wabi sabi, nothing perfect, nothing permanent, nothing finished. And they did tag Mind the Baby, which I believe is because we have a couple of
There's
baby
one up
characters
there.
here.
Yes.
We have this one, and we have little baby rabbits as well. So, and I love the fact that this is, they even openly admit this is like very chaotic, and it may not make sense to you, but it made sense to them,
Mm.
and it's an expression of what is happening in their mind, which isn't necessarily neat and tidy, and it can have all different kinds of things going on at the same time. But they use a lot of really interesting techniques,
Mm.
and for example, the way that they put these curved pieces here and using it underneath and on top of these leaf pieces. And of course, since Debo's here, it's got lavender in there, so I'm sure you love the lavender. And
I mean,
then this
what I
board.
love is, again,
Mhm.
is sort of, again, you can, great, like all great works of art, you can read into it, and it's like you just question, what does that baby represent? Does that baby
Mhm.
represent that person, the builder, or is it some sort of
Right.
his own child? Does he have his own child, or is it again something about the freedom of the youth or something like that again, or is it just sort of he quite liked the look
And
of
and
it?
doesn't even need an explanation, right?
Exactly, and that's what's
Yeah.
great. It's sort of
And Spot loves the colors. Totally get being inside someone's head. Exactly. Lavender is life. I knew you would like that, Debo. But going back to the build, also, if you notice that we have the baby with these dots. Remember, with the faces with the dots, and this whole idea of this ticket, and I kind of felt like this was almost like a carousel, right?
yeah, it does
Something
kind of
might be
sound about
spinning. So
yeah,
even though it's not spinning, it kind of gives the impression of it
yeah.
spinning. Yeah, I thought it was really, really clever and a clever interpretation. And there's more, folks. There's more. There's more to this build. So there's some close-ups of some of the particular pieces or sections and how they broke it up. Of course, this one is hilarious. Like Bandit Baby.
That's what I think, because the eyes, it just make you think,
Yeah, definitely. And then this one, because it's so dark, I mean, it's almost like we all end up at the same place at the end of time,
yeah.
right? So I thought that was very poignant. And it's at the bottom too. So, and that anchor as well, that things might be anchoring you down, but yet there's this monkey climbing the ladder with an apple. I love this one. So thank you, Makaday, for showing this off to us. Okay, here's another fun one from Speedy Kiwi 92. And inspired by people collecting the brick suit minifigures in all the colors, I thought that would represent different emotions really well. Yeah, so she even put in some of the what they represent. So anger, joy, jealousy, worry, sadness, fear. And the babies say, "Don't worry, be happy." You'll likely experience all of these emotions. Hopefully, the negative ones pass by and you can be smiling like a baby, enjoying the wonders of the world. So I really like this, and I thought it was interesting because I'm big into pirates. That jealousy or envy was the green pirate.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, did you have a favorite of any of these?
Has to be the pirate.
Yeah, I think the pirate
Has
is
to be the
is
pirate.
one. The rainbow, yep. Yeah, I think that there are a lot of people who've been collecting all the different ones, and I like how she connected them all. So they're all, clutched
Mm.
together. And yeah, the babies are like, yeah, don't worry, be happy. It's all
Mm.
good. Okay, so this one came from Spot the Magic Ninja, and this was part of our Rebrick This challenge. And I have to say, I still have mine here. I haven't taken photos of mine yet. I still need to do that. But this one, we had to do an improvisation with the baby character as the main figure. And it was bowling in a delivery room. And the babies had to be bowling in a delivery room. So he put together, this little bowling alley. And really, what's amazing is the little the shield, the privacy shield, and this character having giving birth. So and there's a close up. Like I said, Spot, you outdid yourself on this. This was great. And there's the bowling alley.
That's so cool.
This little micro
Yeah.
scale. Yeah. And another close up. Here's a little baby bowling. And he even put the little, stripe to,
Yeah.
say where you are. And I guess this might be a judge. Yeah. So much fun. And then we also have the other space characters like waiting for the delivery to happen. So much fun. And there's a top down view. I love this Spot. You did such a
That's
good
so
job. Baby Bolarama. Yes. Strike. Hilarious. Yeah. I mean, I have mine here if you want to see it. I didn't post it. You want me to go ahead and just show you real quick?
yeah. Show it. Show it.
Okay. I modified it a little bit because I couldn't get the doors to open. All right. So this one is mine. So we have Alice in Wonderland giving birth, and one of the people on the chat was talking about, you know, um, they needed to have some alcohol, so she's got her bottle. And then what happened in the original build, I couldn't open this door because this door goes to the bowling alley, which is up here, and we
Oh, you bowling
I had
baby.
somebody in the chat said, I think it was a minifigure collector said, if you have 11 babies, you could have them bowling with babies or bowling babies. And this is a little, GBC ball, so you
Yeah.
can actually, have the ball go through. But I haven't taken photos because I was fixing it. But we can say it was displayed here for the Mind the Baby challenge and
That
mock
is so
improv
cool.
together. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little challenge, and thank you, Spot, for posting it when you did. It was such a fun build party. Yeah, yeah. If you haven't participated, Nick, you're always welcome to participate in the mind or mock improv. Okay, so let me go back and let's go back to our builds. All right, so we left off with this. We have about, I want to say 7 or 8 more, not too many more. Okay, so this is from Katie Lego for Fun. Happy Lunar New Year to all people who celebrate. I wish you a very happy and prosperous New Year. And it's the Water Rabbit, January 22nd, 2023 Chinese New Year, and ending February 9th. So we only have a few more days. And sign of the rabbit, fun. It means
No, it's
longevity.
ending February 9th next year.
Oh, next year.
It's the whole year. Rabbit's the whole year.
Of
So,
course, of course.
yes.
What am I thinking? It just shows you that I was on another stream right before this, so I was on that stream for 2 hours. So my brain is still not firing completely. But anyway, the sign of the rabbit is a symbol of longevity, peace, and prosperity in Chinese culture. And 2023 is predicted to be a year of hope. And created this for Mind the Brick, Mind the Baby, hosted by us, and used 2 baby rabbits for my post because, in light of this month's focus on mental health, I'd like to share some resources about the benefits of pets on a variety of mental health disorders, including depression, autism, anxiety, and more. And pet therapy or animal assisted therapy is recognized by the National Institute of Mental Health as a legitimate way to treat depression and other mood disorders because they give us the feeling we are not alone and have someone offering unconditional love to us. They also get us going because they require daily responsibility. Pets also have a calming presence, which helps people with anxiety, and they can improve social behavior for children with autism. The human animal bond can be influential in improving the quality of life for children with autism spectrum disorders. With my post, I wanted to emphasize the importance of mental health, well being, and how important it is to take care of ourselves and our loved ones. And happy Chinese New Year. And I
That's
love this. I love the fact
beautiful.
that the rabbits are having tea with her and the lighting in the
Yes.
background too. And here's another shot, a wider angle shot of this. But I agree with the pets. I don't
Oh,
know
so
what
good.
I'd do without my dog.
I
And
work
I'm
at I work at our school, and we have therapy at rabbits and stuff like that.
you do have therapy rabbits.
We do
Ah,
that at my school, and we have and it is, you can tell it does have a major impact on the kids. You know,
hmm.
it is sort of,
I
animals.
think Bricksterdam was commenting on my post. Or oh, that was the fun build party. Yeah, the backlight is gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think this whole set of challenges, you saw a lot of people spend the time for that, and we're going to get to Patrick Bricksterdam soon because he actually did work in progress posts, and then his final post has the full build where it actually has animation to it too, and fully support the message about pets. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's go back now and continue. Okay, so this one's from Trouble Bricking or Troubles Bricking. Baby Space Rovers, an homage to 886 Space Buggy and 889 Radar Truck. You've seen other builds with the binoculars added to the front to represent air tanks, which I did add on the rocket launcher, but the parts to make that possible ended up making the rover too chunky. So, in opinion, these little rovers need to feel little. So, I wish I could make the rover 3 studs long instead of 4, but I'm still happy with them. And more rovers ahead in the future once I get some more 3L bars. This is why we're running out of space babies, is that everybody's getting more than one,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So, and I love how the way the radar is done here with the little gun piece, and then this one by one with the bar and the radar dish. Very, very clever. Really, really love how people use nice parts usage. Oops.
Oh, definitely.
And his builds were so good, recreating classic sets in baby scale.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a new thing. I think you've heard of minifig scale. I think
yeah,
baby
definitely.
scale is going to be the next thing. And those wheels are dope. Yes, they are. Dope wheels. That's kind of an inside joke there. All right. So let's see. I get back over here. Okay, so as I was mentioning, Patrick Bricksterdam, who's in the chat right now, and then one of the things he and I had a private chat about was that I like when we can spend a whole month building something because then you don't feel rushed and you can take the time to get things right. Because many times challenges are, for a week or for 3 days, and it sometimes forces you to get into a high level of anxiety and stress when we're trying to make this enjoyable.
Mhm.
And this is the first part of the story behind the build on Wednesday as part of the well-being sig fig scene. And this is a follow-up that makes Lego important for my mental health, is to stimulate my brain, getting creative, finding solutions for any challenge that arises. This is also why I prefer old-fashioned complex brick-built solutions instead of the stream of lazy parts we've seen the last few years. So I really get into the creative spirit for this challenge about mental health, was teaching myself some basic building with gears, cams, axles to get some of the kittens to jump. Struggling with getting a nice video to show this movement. Could use some extra hands. So still pictures for now, and we'll add a video later. So, but just so you have an idea, these cats move up and down. The chunky cat in the front just kind of sits there, like I'm not having anything to do with this. But and also the character moves, kind of rotates back and forth, and to show this fish to all the cats. And we had a nice discussion too, just about just animals in general. And I love these still photos that you put
Yeah,
together.
it's so great. I love this one.
Yeah. And this is where it goes back to, you could see that this level went up from the last one, and that this cat is just not having anything to do with it. And here's also a fun fact that he and I were talking about, is that this cat is a calico cat, right? But calico cats are female, but they refer to this cat as male. And he and I were talking about, maybe that was intentional, just to say, do we even need a gender for this cat?
Yeah.
And this cat's called Churro in the Leo's bedroom build. So, yeah, let me just catch up with the chat here too. Yes, his builds were so good. Yep. Dope Wheels, just saw it in motion on Instagram. Crazy epic. Yes. Yes, it was really great. Thanks. It's based on working at a shelter socializing kittens.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you tagged your video on this, but if you haven't, go follow Patrick_Bricksterdam and check out the video that goes along with this too. Okay, next. Okay, this is also from Troubles Bricking. This is following along from the previous one. This is the Baby Space Command Center. Are these getting old yet? Should I have been posting pictures of brown spacemen instead? No, no, these are great. I love this. And this, if you can see, Brick Fam Bill says, keep them coming. I'm here for all the space babies. So now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 space babies in this one. I think my favorite is this little command center.
Yeah.
Where it looks like he lit it from behind too. That looks lighted to me. I think there was a light source somewhere, maybe an off-screen flashlight or something. But so many great details in this. And
I like the craters.
Yeah, the craters were awesome. And even like this little, little small step on the staircase, and with the slopes on either side. And yeah, it's so good. So good. Yeah. And of course, like I said, this person has 4 space babies. So their babies are going to be, hard to find. Oh, this one's from me. And this one is actually, this was a thank you also to Matthew Bills Bricks and Sally Kirk. And they gave me this calendar. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to put this on the Mind the Baby challenge, because it goes back to that this is a year-round gift. And the Care Bears, if you remember, always had uplifting messages. So, and this one is the daily reminder to take care of yourself. Oh. And each month they have different things and phrases to think about. And I said, this is perfect for Mind the Baby, is that part of mental health is remembering that you have to take care of yourself, and you have to think about your mental health, and really realize that you're important just as much as other people, especially like we saw with the mothers earlier. Those mother builds that they feel like the baby has to come first, but you also have to take care of yourself. So that was the message that I wanted to make sure people knew. And I'm catching up on the chat too here. Takes me back as far as working with kittens or the space baby builds. You added the tag, you've forgotten it. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you added the tag, we might be able to play it.
About it, yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I see it here. Let's go back. Oops. Let's go back to the full. All right. So that one is okay. We just went through those. We've been through that. Here's another space baby build. We have, let's see, let me just count. One, two, three, four, five. We went through that. So we only have five more. Plus, let me see, let me do a refresh and see if we got the video. Let's see if the video came through. This might be the video, maybe.
That's a picture.
Possibly. Okay. Well, anyway, all right, we ended up here. So let's go to this one. This one's from Ms. Lobrickta. So joining in with Brickanista in the Mind the Baby Challenge for the month of January, joining Mind the Brick Awareness with Brighton Bricks, bringing awareness of the importance of mental health. So this one, we have two baby dolphins riding the waves just offshore from a peaceful beach, a place I find tranquil and relaxing. Take time for yourself and allow yourself to find a peaceful diversion from the stresses of life. And that's a good segue from the one I just did with the Care Bears, too.
Yeah.
And she did a great job on these waves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these waves are awesome. Or as they say, dope, yo. So, dope waves. I like this shot. I think this is my favorite shot.
Yes, I
It
think so.
also gives you a sense of the scale of the baby dolphins, in this. Yeah, really, really good. So thank you, Miss Lobrickta, for that. And let me just catch up on the chat too. And we went through this one. Okay, this one is another troubles bricking. More space baby builds. This is set 462, the rocket launcher. And yep, this is what we said earlier. Baby scale's the new microscale.
Yeah.
So I think four babies, I think that Troubles Bricking has for this. But I just love all of these details. And I also mentioned in one of my comments about this tablecloth, how, what a simple technique is. You take a tablecloth and you just kind of, ruffle it a little bit or change the landscape, and it makes for a perfect backdrop for
Yeah.
something like this. Right. Let's catch up on the chat. Okay. All right. I think we're up to date. All right. Let's go to. Oh, yes. Speedy Kiwi. This one was one of my favorites, too.
Mm.
So, and this one is important as well. So, to everyone who has personally been affected or experienced a loss like this, I hope I did not bring up too many sad feelings. I hope that anyone who goes through something like this has someone they can talk to. And this piece is for the parents who have lost a baby, expecting the best time of their lives to start as a baby is born. But unfortunately, some have to face grief, not joy. And they definitely still need the village to rally around them. So, this one, I was so touched by this. And I can imagine if this had happened to me, though, that this could also be very hurtful. And that's why it was really great that, she put this disclaimer at the front. But, just the whole idea of, the baby coming into the world, it's supposed to be a happy, joyous occasion. And we've heard, recently with that Meghan and Harry documentary that they shared that, they had a miscarriage. And we didn't know that in the world, right? They didn't publicize that, but that was a personal, you know, terrible time for them to go through that with all the stresses happening. But the fact that she put little angel wings on the bears, this is so sweet. Here, I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. But look at how she made the angel wings, with a couple of jumpers and the trans piece to hold the bear and these little wings. Very, very sweet. And I also love this piece too, this 1x2
Yeah, it's so well done.
plate. Yeah. And then the other thing, the little detail that was in here was a sad cloud, this little, dot with the little sad face on it.
Oh, I never noticed that before. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Isn't that? It was like so many details that
Yeah.
she put into this. And I love the white hearts. I don't have the white hearts. I don't. Do you have the white hearts?
I don't know.
I think I have a gold ones and the red and like that
Yeah.
magenta kind of pink. But anyway, this was very, and I think she also posted it for the mosaics on Monday.
Yes. Yeah.
But wow, wow, this, I mean, and the tiling in the background with the purple, just beautiful. Just a really well composed piece. I loved it, and it is a sad message, but it's also really important. And this is also from Speedy Kiwi as well. And this one just talks about the range of emotions that we have, right? And that life is like a deck of cards. Some days they are positive and some not so. The second picture represents how you may be able to help turn someone else's day around. You might have a bad day yourself, but a friend or even a stranger might brighten your day and flip your mood too. So you take a look at the next one. Is that you can see,
Yeah. So good.
yeah, and using the Joker face, I think was very clever. And I think just the way it's composed with
Yeah.
the lime green and the blue, and the character popping out with that, really really nice. Let me catch up on the chat here. We have, let's see. I have to. I think we're. I don't. I think our chat has been very quiet. I
Think
don't
so,
see any
yeah.
more comments. Okay, they're just, I guess, in awe of all of this. Okay, well, this one we've already done. Let me go back and okay. And is this one? Let's see if this one has the video. I don't think this one has the video. Let me go to your page and see if we can find the video there. It might be under your reels, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me see if I can make this bigger and if the sound will come through. Okay, before I do that, let me check the chat real quick because I think this is the last one. We're all lurking. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that, I hope we're not, making you feel bad. I think these have been really wonderful.
Oh, they
Okay.
have been. It's just again. Hopefully, we can use this to bring joy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn the sound
So
on.
cool.
It's really great how you have all those chats up and down and then the character moving back and forth like that. So, really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I think that was everybody. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think that was it. Let me go back and close this. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
I'll just double check. I don't want to make anybody feel like they've not been
Yeah.
discussed with our little review. But I
Oh, wait,
think,
let's go back up. I think I've just seen one.
oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, this one. This is from KT underscore and underscore Lego. So this is my baby Lego nursery that has expanded. So I took some of them to the bubble tea shop today. Swipe for some more close-up views of the gang with their funky hair, including Baby Yoda and Baby Groot. Which one is your favorite? And a shout out to Danny Productions 22 for the inspiration to make this post. And it's also making this a Mind the Baby and Mind the Brick post because who doesn't get cheered up by babies with fun hair?
Yep.
These are adorable.
I love them.
Definitely. Yeah, and here's Space Baby again with that little bouffant hairdo. And here's some close ups.
Yeah.
And this one is using an elves piece because look at the ears
Oh,
popping out.
yeah.
And I will say that these had to be balanced carefully because they don't specifically fit
No.
on the top of their heads. So she did a great job, or she may have used some clay or something to keep them. But look at baby Groot needed some hair. I agree. Really, really fun build. Okay, so let's go back to the whole overview. Make sure I'll do another pass. Make sure we got everybody. But what a fun challenge. This was a lot of fun. Yep, I think we got everybody.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep, okay. Well, awesome. Thank you again, Nick. I know I've kept you up longer than I had expected. But thank you, chat, too. Thank you so much for, participating in the challenge. I think we put some amazing builds out there, but more importantly, we raised awareness of the importance of mental health. Thank you, Nick, for all that you did for the month of January, because this was only one of many challenges that you ran. And I'm just honored that you reached out to me again to
Well,
participate in this.
I know you got the good builders, so it's like it makes sense to kind of pick. You want to pick challenges where you know you're going to get people to build. So
Right.
you know,
Well, yeah,
and
we do have
quality,
some good builders who are part of this channel, and
and that's the quality of the stuff is, I mean, and it's the variety.
yeah,
And we've had, and that's again, this is what the beauty of the well-being is about. It can be what makes you sad as well as what can make you happy, and
yes,
all of
and I
these
think
ones.
that was the best part of this is that it opened up and gave people permission to
Mm,
share a lot of their personal stories, both good and bad, and
yeah.
it gave us the opportunity to talk about these issues, and that's why I love this challenge. So,
Mm,
and I'm glad you had fun with this,
mm.
Bricksterdam, and as I mentioned, I like the fact that this is a full month, so you could take your time and do it the way you want to and learn from it too. Thumbs up, everybody, for rock and roll.
And so we will be doing this again next year. So obviously it'll be a
I
different
think
theme.
so.
So
And we may
um,
stick with Mind the Baby, or we may try a new topic because I can't remember what I did last year, but um, we may have done it with the I
was it?
know I think one year we did the daily brick limit type of thing
Yeah,
with
rebrick,
Mind
a
Mind the
rebrick
Brick.
one
And oh, that's right, we did the rebrick this challenge. So
with
yeah.
Eternal set.
Hmm. Yeah. So
Um,
we are really happy to be a part of your community too. Thank you for everything that you've done. I know that several of the members have been so excited to see that gallery, and I
and
think
that's
that's an incentive for next year, folks, or
well, it'll
actually
be
later in the
hopefully this
year.
summer, hopefully later this summer. I mean, it's one of the things when I planned it, I didn't sort of envision it, but I was thinking I got to make up some space in this walls. It's quite blunt because originally I was going to have lots of mental health text, and realised that's going to be quite boring. Um, and seeing the quality of the stuff people produced, and it was particularly of
Hmm.
this challenge here, and especially so early, and it's thinking, wow, it's like, and so I kind of thought, there are some of us just so beautiful. And again, it's a shame to only people who look at Instagram and see it. I want, you know,
You want to be able to. Well,
you want to,
we now have it on YouTube as well, so people
yeah,
can see some of these on YouTube. But I will say that just the fact that thank you for the compliment to the builders who follow the Brick and Easter Broadcast Network and the challenges, because I know that I've always felt just honored that people spend the time to do the challenges, spend the time to watch these reviews, and to also help each other out. And I think that's also the main message here is that we're here as a community to help each other out. And thank you again, Nick. And
no,
thank you, chat. Thank you, Spot the Magic Ninja, Brickster Down, PT McEwen, Spot the Magic Ninja, Hooded One. Anybody else who may have been lurking while you're doing this? Debo is here. Thank you, Debo. And I think too that if you are interested in following Nick and more of the work that he does, then make sure you follow Nick at Brighton Bricks on Instagram, because you are listening to the Brick and Easter Broadcast Network. Oops, here you want to point to it.
no,
It's like
I can
Nick
never
at
remember which way
Brighton
am I
Bricks.
pointing. Yeah, it's like, yeah,
Which way do I point? Yeah, I
yeah,
always forget too. So it's kind of like, there you go. If you want to follow Nick, Brighton Bricks. And remember, I was talking about dope. So you see the sign? It's dope, yo. The chat helped me with that. So thank you, chat, for that. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. I know I've got to train myself to do this 3 times a stream. I just keep forgetting. It'll come probably maybe by the end of this year. And feel free to send fan mail to Brick and Ether Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington 98103. So thanks again, Nick. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being a part of all of this. And I think there was another comment here that ciao, take care. Yes, have a great day, everybody. Ciao, everybody. And as they say here on the Brick and Ether Broadcast Network, thank you. And may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.